Hey y'all, hey. I am running behind. Sorry guys. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes and let some more people come in. Hey, happy Wednesday. How are you? Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So today we are talking about, are you adding value to someone else's life, or are you a placeholder? So I've had conversations where people feel like they have given, or they feel like, what did you say? How are you? How are you doing this lovely Monday? Really, Wednesday? I am doing well. I am doing well. So I have had conversations and have actually been asked questions about people who say that they give and don't receive anything back, or that they feel like, well, why should I do all of these things? It's not going to do anything for me. But in all actuality, we were put here to help someone else in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Your life impacts someone else. So I wanted to get into the conversation of whether you are adding value, or are you a placeholder? Do you offer support and help to other people without, really expecting anything back? Because technically, your help is supposed to come from a genuine place of not expecting those things in return. And yes, we're human, and we're like, okay, well, if I'm helping you, then if I need help, I'm expecting that you're gonna help me. But I've realized that that's not true. It's like you're supposed to help without the expectation of that person helping you. You might have somebody else that may help you, but when you go, and I don't want to sound really preachy, but when you look at how God's word is and how Jesus was and how he gave but didn't have any expectation of that back, technically that's how we are supposed to live, right? And I know that people will say that's hard to do. I'm not Jesus, whatever. But in all actuality, our life, it came with some type of price. Even your mother giving birth to you came with a sacrifice. She didn't turn around and say, well, I birthed you, so you owe me your entire life for, bringing you here. It's like, you be looking like, but I didn't ask to come here, right? But, so that's how we should be looking at how we help other people. But also, we should want to help others, because all of those things come full circle. When you are needing, or at your, let's say, your worst times, there will be people, and God will send the people to help you. So all of the things that you put out there, we have to realize those things come back on us. But back to the, are you adding value? So are you helping? Do you contribute to the growth and development of people? Like, are you encouraging with your words, or are you tearing people down? What are the things that you're pouring into other people, including your enemies? And that is the hardest part, is to still watch what you say, still watch how you move when you are talking to people. And sometimes, I know that my mouth in the past has been reckless, especially when it comes to people that have said things to me out of pocket, right? So you said, what are we talking about? We are talking about whether so are you adding value to people's lives, or are you a placeholder? That is what we're talking about. So do you contribute to other people? Do you help them in some way, shape, form, or fashion? Are you speaking life into them? So that is what we are talking about, and how your life is supposed to affect other people, how it does affect other people, because you are here to do that. So in the past, I'm going back, I know that, when you come at me a certain way, I am going off. So, but I've learned, and I'm not going to say that every moment is perfect, because sometimes I have moments where I go off and then I have to reel it back in, and I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have said that like that. Let me apologize for how I said that, because there's a better way to say that. But we are all a work in progress. So, you said at least she admits it. I am admitting it. I am not perfect in that. But because I know how powerful words are, that's why I have to say, you know what, I shouldn't have said that. I didn't think about, what was coming out when you said what you said. Sometimes I come guns blazing when you come for me. But let me reel that back in, and let me say this to you, So I've learned how to check myself on that, because I realized that there is a lot of power behind the words that you say, and you don't know how people internalize what you are saying or what you do. So when I talk about how you talk to someone, even if you do for people, and I have seen this, where somebody will do for somebody and be like, well, what they did was stupid, and and then go to talking about everything that they have done that was stupid, but they helped them. So now you're undoing what you did, because you came back and talked about whatever the mistake was that they made, that made you help them, but then you shouldn't have helped if you were going to talk about them. So that's technically not adding value, because now you're putting your words on them, and that's still powerful, because they're going to remember that. Or if it comes back to, let's just say you said it behind their backs or whatever, it'll come back to them, and somebody's going to say something, or God's going to reveal something, and then you gonna be in a whole nother situation where you lonely, miserable by yourself, because ain't too many people gonna take that. But back to the adding value. So is this lesson in the book? This lesson is not in the book. Okay. So I'm gonna double back to since you're asking this question. So the book is about limiting beliefs. So it is getting past the things that you believe are true about yourself, the negative things. So the terrible things maybe your parents said that you'll never do or be, or your friends, or maybe that teacher that caused you to not want to pursue your dreams, or the things that you wanted to do when you were, let's just say when you were a kid, you had all of these dreams, and then you were telling your parents or teachers or friends or whoever your dreams, and they came along, you can't do that, you'll never be that, I didn't do it, such and such didn't do it, so it ain't gonna happen. Look around you. Look at what's going on. It's not gonna happen. And then after so many times of you being told that, you develop the mindset of, my life is not gonna be any different, so I might as well go this route. And you let go of whatever that dream was, or whatever it is that you wanted to do, and you started taking on the perceptions that other people put on you. So that's basically what that is about, and working through removing that. That's what that book is about. So it will be released on Friday. It is free to download, only for the weekend. As soon as 12 a.m. Monday morning hits, it will be on sale. So it will no longer be free after Sunday. But I'm doing this because I know that there are a lot of people that have been holding on to things that people have said about them, and they are stuck thinking that these are the things that, are true. And they're not. It's like, yeah, it's okay to work. It's okay to do whatever it is that you're doing, as far as if it brings you stability. But if it's not bringing you happiness, and you're only doing it because you think that you can't do something else, thank you. He says I better pre-order it now. I'm actually releasing it Thursday night. I haven't really said that, but I'm gonna actually release it on Thursday. So tomorrow it'll be available. Tomorrow night, midnight, it'll be available. So, well, whatever time zone people are on, but midnight our time is gonna be available. It might be a little bit early. Yeah, so it's an ebook. So you'll be able to download it, and you can read it on whatever device you have. It is an ebook. So where can we purchase it? So once I'll give all of that information. The link is going to be in my bio for you to do all of that. It's going to be really simple. You'll be able to click the link in my bio, and it'll take you straight to where you download it and all of that. So you'll be able to do that. But it'll be free only for the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can tell a friend, send it to a friend, whatever. But I know that this is going to help people. It actually has parts where you have to sit down and actually work through some stuff and actually think about certain things. So I think that this will be good for a lot of people to get through some of those things that they have been holding on to about themselves, how they think about themselves. So, and then there are other things that I am working on in addition to that, but I'll talk about that probably on Friday. I'm gonna come back on live Friday and actually give you all more information. So and that's the other part. I know that this book adds value to people. That's why I'm giving it away for free. If I wasn't confident that it wouldn't, do that, then I wouldn't be doing this. I would not be giving it away. But I know that it's going to help some people. It's going to help a lot of people. There are people that they read it before I have released it, because I needed people to edit it and all of that different kind of stuff. And they were already blown away by the book. So, that's all I have to say. I'm going to leave it right there. But, so, are you adding value, or are you a placeholder? So, we talked about the value part, uplifting words, how you're talking to people, even the people that have hurt us. That's the other part. It takes a lot of work to still be kind to people who have done us wrong. Now, I will say, if you are led to still do for them, then do so. But those people don't need to be around. Still do, but don't sit there, have these long drawn out conversations, lectures, and all of these different things on what they need to do or what they're doing wrong, because God will fix that. You just take that to God, you pray for them, and that's it. But the other part, are you a placeholder? So are you reluctant to help people? Are you always talking about other people, and how their lives are just so messed up? Are you, always negative about everything? Are you just reluctant to do anything when it comes to others because you feel like, well, then nobody give me nothing, so why should I have to help? You, my friend, will be considered a placeholder, because you're not adding value to anyone's life, but you want people to help you. You want people to be there for you in whatever your time of need. And I actually had this conversation with somebody that I know, and they felt like, I didn't have help growing up. Nobody ever came to my rescue. So what am I doing that for? And I was basically like, that's what you were sent here to do. You were sent here to change, to change somebody else's life, to affect somebody else's life. So by helping in some way, shape, form, or fashion, I don't know if it is that, they may need you to run to the store for something. It could be something just as simple, or, they just need you to say a kind word after they've maybe had a bad day or something like that. Those things people remember, and they make a big difference. And so that person was basically like, but I didn't have that. And I said, and everybody did not have that who give. Everybody didn't have somebody encouraging them or helping them and all of these different things, but they still give. And that's what you should be doing, because at the end of the day, what are you here for? If you're not here to add value, to be of service, because technically we are vessels to be of service to other people, then what are you doing? And that's the part. Like, we don't see that. We don't see that our lives really truly affect other people. We don't see that people they remember everything that we do for them, and they remember those words. If today was your last day on earth, and I know that I've said this before, but if it was your last day on earth and there were people that you were supposed to say, a kind word to, do something kind for, but you decided not to do those things, and that's the difference between, wherever you go, if you believe, if you believe in God or whoever you believe in. But if that was the difference between where you go and you didn't do that, I'm pretty sure you would be like, dang, I should have did it. But why even get to that point? Like, why even get that far? Every day is a day to do something different and to be different. And you may not have had the help, but knowing that eventually, you will need someone. You can't just come to people with your hand out, asking for help, and you don't do anything for anyone. Nobody's gonna want to help you. Nobody's wanted to be of service to you at all, because every time they see you, you got your hand out. You can't be like that. So, and then it's like, okay, so what are you contributing? If every time I see you, you asking for something, you're needing something. Now that's a different thing. For somebody to be a user, I'm not saying to be used. I'm saying when someone is truly in a needing position, helping. I'm not talking about the users. You gotta pray for people that are users, because there's a lot of people that are out there that are selfish, that I don't know what's going on, but there are a lot of people that are for themselves now. They're only worried about themselves in the here and the now and nothing else. They're like, I want to make my money and I don't have to help nobody else. But the wealthiest people have all of these foundations and all of these different things that they give away. Why do you think they keep getting wealthy? Most times people that are poor and living paycheck to paycheck are not the people that are actually giving away things. Most times the people like that are usually holding on to their dollar. They're not contributing. I have learned though, even in tithing, even in giving of your time, even in like volunteering for stuff, I have learned that by doing that, you get so much more and life becomes so much more fulfilling. It's so funny because my mom and I were having a conversation about tithing. This was a while ago, and she's like, do you still tithe? And I'm like, yeah, but I do it because I know that that's only a drop in the bucket. I know I'm sounding real churchy preachy, but that's only a drop in the bucket for everything that has been done, like everything that God has given me. That's like just a drop in the bucket. It's not a whole lot. So even in giving of your service, because tithing, yes, you know, people give a percentage of what they're making, but it's also in your service. Who are you servicing? And then by servicing and helping someone else, you are in actuality, you're putting in the atmosphere, you're opening it up for you to get blessings, you to receive things. So why do you think that wealthy people are wealthy? They actually are giving. Look up some of the wealthiest people, even the wealthiest black people. Look, I'll give a great example. Everybody knows about Oprah and how she was giving, and we had these giveaways on the Oprah show where she's like giving away these grand gifts, and everybody loved to be on the show for her giveaways because she'd be giving away all types of stuff, right? So one, she knows that this stuff will always come back to her. Like, she's not losing out by giving anything away because it's gonna come back. Also, she knows that she can write that off. I will say that, because you actually can. And that's the other part. And that's another thing that I will say. Like, I'm going to be dropping little business nuggets too from my own trial and errors with my businesses and stuff. But like, I'm truly trying to help other people not make the same mistakes that I made in research and all of these different things. But one of the major things when you do have a business, and I'm just throwing it out there, or in your personal taxes, you can write off the stuff that you give away. I give away stuff all the time. I take stuff to the donation boxes, you know, I pay tithes. All that stuff is written off. 1 year, I think I had like about $3,000 worth of stuff that I had just given, even in money and different organizations for Down syndrome, for this, for that, whatever. And it's a write-off too. So, for those of you who file your taxes, that is a write-off. But all in all, you're still helping. You're still helping to contribute to somebody's life. Like, there are different charities that I give to. There were a lot of things that I did with my sister for Down syndrome, the different organizations that she was a part of. I contributed financially to those organizations. If it was $20, if it was $100, if it was $300, you know, I did those things because I know that it's going to help those people. So, and then those organizations, you know, send you a little something like thank you, you know, cards, or maybe a Christmas card. And it feels nice. But I'm not doing that for that. I'm doing it because it helps somebody else. It is helping that organization to do more research for people with Down syndrome, or helping another organization to align with different people for different legislation to get passed, or helping another organization for different programs for people with Down syndrome. Like, this is like even autism. Like, I've done the, Light It Up Blue, contributed to that. Just, you know, and I guess I'm just that person, but that I feel like should be ingrained in people, because you are put here to do those things. That's what you're here for. And you should not be talking about, and this is the other thing, when you have done for people, and I know that I in the past was guilty of fussing about when you need somebody and they're not there, but you've done for them. And I know that in some ways it is hurtful, but at the same time, they may not have the capacity that you have to give. But going around and saying, because I've even seen posts where people are like, I'm a good friend, you know, I've helped, you know, I've seen these posts. I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I'm like, who goes around saying that they're a good friend or they're a good person and they always help people? I don't blast that, and I help just about everybody. Everybody around me, I'm like, I help whatever you need. I don't understand when people do that, blasting that, oh, you help, but I'm a good friend, and I just realized that I'm just really good. Like, actually, by saying that does not make you a good friend. And putting that out there actually shows that you're doing it for your own personal gain. Because who runs around posting that they're such a good person and they haven't gotten what they put out there in return, and they should, you know, they should have chosen better friends to be better to them because they didn't get what they put out there. Like, that's nonsense. Nonsense, and we need to cut that out. But again, the point of your life is to add value to other people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. That's what you were put here to do. You were not put here just to take up space and not do anything for anyone. your life will become more fruitful when you find ways to add value, even if it's giving someone a cup of coffee, running to the store for, maybe, your mom needs something. Just going to the store and saying, hey, I know that you're going to need this or whatever. Just whatever it is. Do try one good deed. For those who think that, it's really not something that they should be doing. But also, when you are not giving, you block your blessings. When you are not, when your heart is not right, you block all of the things that are supposed to come to you because your heart is not right. And your struggle is going to be harder and longer. And it's going to make you more bitter because of that. Like, it will make you bitter because you don't have any satisfaction or any fulfillment out of life because what you putting out there is just bad energy. And one of my posts even talked about bad energy. You got to check your energy when you are doing things for yourself. What are you gaining by that? If what you are building, what you are creating is not to help another person, you got to go back to the drawing board. Look at all of these businesses that are thriving. They offer things for other people. They do giveaways. Just like an example, Mael Organics. She does giveaways. She was giving away cars. And when I tell you, so there are certain people that I follow, and I pay attention to how they move and how they do things, especially business owners. My following is different, so I'm not watching people twerk all day like a lot of people I watch on Instagram. A lot of the people that I follow are motivational speakers or preachers or business owners or like your TD Jakes, your Tony Robbins, your I follow Monique Rodriguez. I follow Judy, which I've been following her for some time. I've been following Monique too. Monique actually had a podcast a year or two ago that I actually used to listen to, and it was really, really good, where she was talking about just certain things that she did in her business, things that she's done in her personal life. Really good. But I've looked at these different businesses and watched them evolve, and the one thing that they all have in common, even Warren Buffett, like I follow his page. There's another guy, Daniel, I forget his last name. I can't think of his name. But all of them have the same thing in common. What they do and what they give adds value to the life of other people. Their services, their products help in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Daniel provides business services. He does copy writing and different things. Now he's a multi-millionaire, and he talks about his journey and things like that. He actually has a few books, but his business helps other people to get themselves together, to look at other forms of financial security. Even if you're offering financial security, that is helping someone else. Even if you're giving them the blueprint on how to secure the bag, that helps someone else. When I was talking about Monique Rodriguez, I watched her grow. Like, I've been following her for a minute, and she didn't have all of the things she had. She was like coming up. I think when I started following her, her products were, she just had the white, black, and pink stuff, the line. Now she has all different lines. Watched her while she was testing stuff out, and she's like, I'm cooking up something, and just different things. She has her giveaways, and her products help other women with hair growth, or even men use it. I know men that use it. But she also does her giveaway. She also blesses other people, by helping them. Judy, she does the same thing. She's giving away money, she's giving away products. Actually, both of them have. But they're blessing people in other ways, which makes them more successful. So, and people remember that. People will attest to those people's characters, including your own, by the things that you have done. They will always remember that. When you are talking about leaving a legacy, a part of that legacy is the things that you have helped with, helped the people that you have helped, the situations that you have helped. Those are the things that you will be remembered by. So it is important to do those things, because that is actually your mission. That is actually one of your missions. Now, God may have some other things that He has for you on top of that, but that is one of the main reasons that you are here. Something about your life is supposed to help somebody else. Without you being here, remember that the absence of your life will affect somebody else. If you weren't here, how would other people's lives be without you being here? Think about that. Like, if that's like saying, if your mom wasn't here, would you be here? If you weren't here, will your kids be here? And certain situations that you may have helped in, for those who have added value to people's lives by helping them. Certain situations that you have helped, that person may not have been able to get help from nobody else. So you were there, and you were put there in that situation to be of service to them for that very moment. Like, you were there right on time. And that was a part of what you were supposed to do. Would that person have that same help without you? Probably not. I think that we all come here with some type of agreement. I know this again gonna sound a little preachy, but we come here with an agreement. We have an agreement with God about what we're gonna do and all of these different things. And I think that when we come here, we say these are the things that we're gonna do. These are the things that we're gonna accomplish. But then when we're here, we forget all that. Like, it's like we don't remember the conversation. So we think that, things are happening out of order. But these are already the things that we agreed to. These are already the things that that are supposed to happen. But you also are given a choice. And that's the other part. We're given a choice to be better and do better. And when you come here and you're not helping someone else, just don't expect anybody to do anything for you at all. Don't expect nobody to give you the job that you want, to watch your kid, to help you with food or bills or whatever it is that you need. If you can't be of service and be genuine, don't expect nothing. But know that your life is gonna be quite difficult because you're going against what you were purposed to do. Why do you think you have all these miserable people? And they're talking about, oh, you know, this happened and that happened. They're going to be forever telling that same story because, two, they're not giving. They're not giving anything. They ain't giving time. Time is something you can't get back. So, and technically it is free because it don't cost you anything to do something for somebody. If it's carry some groceries in the house, what did you pay? Time. 15 minutes, maybe 20. Something that simple. I think that we need to bring back more values when it comes to being compassionate to others, to being valuable to others, to helping others, to contributing to them, to encouraging them. Those things that were once out there some years back that, you know, the times have changed, I know, but if we normalized encouraging, uplifting, and supporting, life would be a whole lot different for a whole lot of people. It really would. So, in this conversation, I just wanted to encourage you all to check within yourselves and see if you are adding value to the lives of other people. Or are you holding somebody up from what they're supposed to be doing because you're being selfish? That's something to think about. And then figure out ways that you can be of service. If you don't have the money right now to financially help somebody, giving somebody a ride somewhere, you know, just offering up your time maybe to help somebody move something or whatever, that doesn't really cost you anything but your time. So even in that, you know, you can do that. If it's an encouraging word, if somebody just needs you to listen, do that. And then support. That's the other part. There are a lot of people that are out here that are business owners, that are aspiring to do things. There are a lot of people that are on that train, and then they don't have support. Now, I'm not saying for people to expect support from family members and friends, because they're usually the last people that support. But what I'm saying is, if you are adding value to somebody else's life, you should be mindful enough to support what they have going on. Just like if you have a business you want people to support, or if you're doing something you want people to support, you might be playing somewhere, maybe you're a musician, maybe you're an actor, writer, director, I don't know, but you will want other people to support whatever your dreams are. So just take a step back and think about the things that you like when people do, how it makes you feel, and be that friend. Be that person that supports another. That is what's necessary. Because there are a lot of people that feel like they're by themselves in what they have going on because they have absolutely no support. I know that when I first started both of my businesses, when I started the event planning, when I started Bella Lux, I didn't have no support. So I know what that felt like. But then I realized after I stepped away from the event planning that nobody's going to support, family's not going to support you, friends are not going to support you the way that you want them to. The people that really support you will be strangers, and that's okay. That is really okay. I'm actually going to play a clip from a lady that I have. She's a mentor, and she actually touched on this a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week or so ago, when she was talking about your friends and family won't support. Oh, I felt that because I've been there. But that's why I make it a point to support what other people are doing. But I'm just that person anyway. I'm not, if you got a grand opening, you know, I'm gonna be there. If you got a t-shirt business or whatever, okay, let me purchase a shirt. I've done that. When people have opened their businesses up or whatever, you know, I'll be the tester. What do you need? I didn't get the same support, but it's okay because I know that what I'm doing is blessing other people, and I know that there are other people that are not friends or family that have supported, and they supported hard. Like, when I tell you they've had some big orders, I've gotten bigger orders from strangers than I have family members, friends. I'm okay with that. It's all right. But the point of this conversation was to encourage you to add value to the lives of others, and looking at how you address other people and their situations, and see where you can be of service, because that is what you were sent here to do, is to be of service in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You were not given this life to be selfish and to be about just you. You were given this life to be of service and of help to another person. So that is my time. For those who are asking about the book, I will go into greater detail. I might come on here tomorrow. I'm actually going to talk about that, and then some other things that I am putting together, workbooks, journals, and these are not the grandiose, this is not the grandiose journal that I have actually, and I'll talk about that other part. But so you'll get a snippet of what it looks like and what's in it. I'll go into that. So for those who they don't have to come all the way into the live to view it. They'll be able to see what the book is actually about, some snippets. So I'll do another video on that. But thank you all for your time. I will see you back here next Wednesday at 7. Next week we are going to talk about grief and processing grief. And grief is not only when someone dies. There is grief that happens with separations, with divorce, with changes. There is a grieving process that happens. So we will discuss that next week, and then that will be the last live until I'll give you all the date. I'll give you all the date. But yes, thank you and have a good night.